Welcome to my channel. We will cover the concept of operator overloading and its implementation in object-oriented programming. Operator overloading is a feature in object-oriented programming languages that allows operators to be redefined or overloaded for user-defined types. In other words, it enables operators such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and many others to work on user-defined types just like they do with built-in types. For example, if you have a class that represents a complex number, you can overload the addition operator to add two complex numbers using the standard complex number addition formula. This allows you to use the plus operator to add complex numbers in the same way you would add two integers or floating point numbers. To overload an operator, we define a function that has the same name as the operator we want to overload. This function is called the operator function, and it takes one or more arguments, depending on the number of operands that the operator requires. For example, to overload the addition operator, plus, for a custom class, we define a function called operator plus, that takes an object of that class as an argument. This function returns an object of the same class, which is the result of adding the two operands. Next we will see the example of adding two numbers using operator overloading. In above example we define a class called number, which contains an int member variable called value. Then we define a constructor for the number class, which takes an integer value and initializes the value member variable with it. We then overload the plus operator by defining a member function called operator plus. This function takes a constant reference to another number object as a parameter and returns a new number object that represents the sum of the two number objects. In the main function, we create two number objects a and b. We add a and b together by using the plus operator, which has been overloaded to work with number objects. The result is stored in a new number object called c. Finally, we output the value of c. Let's see another example of how to overload the addition operator in C++ to concatenate two strings. In above example, we define a class called myString, which contains a string member variable called value. Then we define a constructor for the myString class, which takes a constant reference to a string object and initializes the value member variable with it. We then overload the plus operator by defining a member function called operator plus. This function takes a constant reference to another myString object as a parameter and returns a new myString object that represents the concatenation of the two myString objects. In the main function, we create two myString objects A and B with the values hello and world, respectively. Then we concatenate A and B together by using the plus operator, which has been overloaded to work with myString objects. The result is stored in a new myString object called C. Finally, we output the value of C. The output of this program will be hello world, which is the result of concatenating the two strings. That's it about operator overloading. If you have questions, write down in comments. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe the channel.